Hello, everyone. My name is Ashwin.
My name is Sissy, and we're the Vice Presidents of Summer for the Fremont Debate Academy.
In this video, we're going to be explaining to you the logistics for the Fremont Debate Academy's 2021 Summer Tournament, which is going to be hosted this Saturday, August 14. Because the tournament is so soon, it's vital that all of you prepare in two different ways. First of all, by making sure that your cases are perfect so you have phenomenal debates, and secondly, by reviewing the logistics so there aren't any last-minute struggles. All right, let's go over topics. For all novice divisions, the topic will be the voting age should be lowered to 16. For all intermediate divisions, the topic will be the United States should abolish the Electoral College. For advanced and mastery, which is a combined division, the topic will be convicted felons should be given the right to vote for round 1. Round 2 will be the United States should forgive all student loan debt. Semifinals will be the United States should implement a universal basic income. And finals will be Germany should suspend the Nord Stream 2 pipeline with Russia. All of these topics you've debated before in practice rounds. These topics have also been selected by your leads to be debated in the tournament. For novice and intermediate, this topic will be used for all preliminary rounds and your final round, which Sissy will be later explaining what that means. For advanced and mastery, every round has a different topic.
All right, now moving on to the tournament schedule. And again, the tournament will be hosted this Saturday, August 14th. Keep in mind that all times shown here are in Pacific time, which means that if you live in a different time zone, you should be converting these times to match accordingly. All right, starting off at 8:30 a.m., we're going to be having check-in. This is going to last for 30 minutes, and check-in will kind of be like school attendance, where everyone hops onto their respective calls, and they say here when the lead calls on their name. At 9:10 a.m., we're going to be releasing pairings for the first round. What this means is basically you're going to find out which side you're going to be debating, as well as who your opponents are. Next, at 9:15 to 10:15 a.m., you're going to be competing in your very first round. At 10:30 a.m., we're going to be releasing the second round pairings, which is basically going to be the same thing as the first round pairings, where you figure out which side you're on, as well as who your competitors are. From 10:35 to 11:35, you're going to be competing in the second preliminary round. And what a preliminary round means is that all competitors who are participating in the tournament will be participating in both of these rounds. After the two preliminary rounds, we're going to be having a lunch break from 11:35 to 12:30 p.m. During this time, you can hop off the call and eat your lunch. At 12:30 p.m. to 1 p.m., we're going to have our award ceremony. During this time, we're going to be announcing those who had some of the highest speaker points, as well as the individuals who will be competing in the semis or the finals rounds. Now, these rounds are considered the elimination rounds. You make it to the elimination rounds if you have the highest speaker points, as well as the number of rounds won. Now, keep in mind that the novice 4 and 5 division, as well as the novice 6 and 7 division, will only be competing in finals, whereas all other divisions will have a semis as well as a finals round. After the award ceremony, we're going to have another 30-minute break or so before all semis competitors are required to report to the semis debate meeting at 1:30 p.m. Then at 3:00 p.m., all finals competitors will report to the finals debate meeting. For those who are competing in semis, if you win the semis round, then you get to advance to the finals round.
Let's give two examples for the schedule. First of all, let's say you are a 4th grade team competing in novice. That means you're in the novice 4 to 5 division. Every team in the novice 4 to 5 division will be debating in round 1, which is at 9:15, and in round 2, which is 10:35. Those are two rounds which every team is guaranteed to participate in. If you are in one of the two top teams within novice 4 to 5 in terms of wins and speaker points, then you would go straight to finals because novice 4 to 5 doesn't have a semifinal, so you would just skip that hour and a half. On the other hand, if you're an intermediate 7 to 9 student, you would be competing for sure in the first and second round. You would also be competing in the semifinals round if you're in the top 4 teams, and you can be competing in finals if you're in the top 2 teams. So everyone is guaranteed to compete in the first 2 rounds. Semifinals and finals are dependent on how many rounds you win. If you have any questions on these whatsoever, please feel free to let your leads or one of us know.
All right, now we're going to be moving on to some basic rules. The first one is to make sure that you're muted when you're not speaking so that we can eliminate any possible background noise and make it as clear as possible for all debaters to hear the person who is actually debating and saying their speech. Next, heckles are not allowed, but POIs will be, and all these should have already mentioned this during your practice debates. Next up, make sure to keep your videos on so that we can have the debate be as engaging as possible, since while it's online, this is the best way for us to simulate an in-person experience. After that, make sure that there will be no screenshots or recordings. If we find out that you have been screenshotting or recording any of the rounds, then you could possibly be disqualified from the entire tournament. Next, make sure that there are no spectators within the call unless permission is given. This means that if one of your parents or other family members want to listen in on the debate, this will be allowed, but you must ask permission from every single person that is participating first. After that, make sure you arrive on time. This ensures that the tournament runs smoothly and that we do not have any delays. And so we'll have the best experience possible if everyone arrives on time and preferably a few minutes early as well. After that, make sure you're working on your teams to create the plans. It'd be quite unfair if you left all of the work up to one team member, and having everyone work together ensures the most fun experience and makes sure that everyone knows about their plan and can do the best they possibly can during the actual tournament. Finally, make sure you test your microphone before so that we can eliminate any potential technical issues.
Now we're going to go through a piece of software which we're going to be using for this tournament called tabroom. All right, so tabroom is this website. Some of you might have seen it before, others might not have. That's okay. Right now, I'm going to explain to you the basics of how tabroom works specifically for this tournament. This page is an example for a previous tournament that the Fremont Debate Academy hosted. That's why some of the topics and all might be wrong. It might be different from what you're debating in right now, because this isn't for this tournament. This was for another tournament. Okay, so in the first page, we'll be sending you the link to your specific tabroom page for a little preview. It looks like this. But once it's fully updated, the first page would be invites. Here, you'll find all the information that you need for the tournament. At the start will be an introduction, all the topics will be listed, you'll have all the rules for the tournament, and you'll have a schedule. This schedule here will be updated along the day. For example, if a round is postponed and move forward a little bit, it'll be reflected here, and we'll be sending out email updates. All right, so if you want to know who you're going to be debating and who your judges, and essentially where to go, you'll be clicking on this tab at the top called Pairings. You'll only see this tab when the tournament begins. For example, if you check this on Friday night, you won't be seeing the Pairings tab. This will only appear at when the tournament begins on Saturday. So what you're going to do is you're going to click on Pairings. Then you're going to go to the right-hand corner where it says Schematics. You're going to click where it says whatever division it pops up on, and you're going to select what division you're participating in. Let's say you're a fifth grader in novice. You would go to novice 3 to 5. Over here, the first thing you're going to do is select what round you are in. Let's say you're participating in the first round, and you can check what round it is according to the schedule on the invite page. Now there's a bunch of complicated looking words. This is actually pretty simple to break down. The very first part refers to what school it's from. For example, in A5, the school is Fremont Debate Academy, Warm Springs. That's the very first section. The second section is your team name, which is a combination of all of your last names. In this team, the participants were Vora, Magam, and Manura. So if you were, for example, Vora, you would find Fremont Debate Academy, Warm Springs, Vora, Magam, and Manura. Over here, you can also find your opponent. In this case, your opponent was from Broward County. At the end, you can also find your judge. Everything is along one continuous row. Okay, in addition, you can see what side you're debating on. In the tournament, everyone will be debating at least one debate on proposition and one debate on opposition. You can find your sides at the top. If you're on the left-hand side, you're on the proposition team. If you're on the right-hand side, you're on the opposition team. For this tournament, each division has its own Zoom room. So in this tournament, it will be Novice 3 to 5. Novice 3 to 5 would have their own Zoom link. So everyone goes to that Zoom link. Within that Zoom link, we'll be opening different breakout rooms. And those breakout rooms are what the room number here refers to. So again, if you're a Fremont Debate Academy, Warm Springs, Flora, and so on, you would be going to room A5, which is a breakout room on the core within Novice 3 to 5. Again, you'll be joining the main Zoom room for Novice 3 to 5 and be joining the breakout room titled A5 for your debate. Hopefully this clarifies how tabroom works. It's a really complicated piece of software, but there's just a very few steps that make it really easy to use. Again, you click on pairings, you find what division you're in, you click on your round, you find your team name, your opponents, your judge, and your room number. If you have any questions on this, please ask a lead before the tournament begins. You can ask your lead during session on Thursday, during the mentorship call on Friday, or just email them. In addition, if there's a question your lead isn't able to answer, please feel free to message Sissy or I via email. In addition, as I said earlier, we'll be having a mentorship call for every division at some point this week, and your leads will be reaching out to you with more details on that afterwards. Finally, we also have a hotline, which is a Google Meet call, which you join if you have any issues about the tournament. Hopefully this call won't be used, but in the event that something happens, like your tabroom isn't loading, you would join that hotline call and get the help that you need. We'll send more details on that in an upcoming email. Thank you everyone for listening. Please be sure to keep refreshing your email in the coming days so you can see all the updates we'll be sending out. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out, and best of luck on the upcoming tournament. Bye.